You've poured your heart into Twitch, but you're not growing, the platform isn't either, and something happened this week that should make you deeply concerned. If you're still streaming on Twitch, this is your warning. And you can trust me because I've led marketing in almost 70 startups, been a creator for over a decade, and worked with thousands of creators one-on-one over the last 10 years. So this week, TikTok officially passed Twitch in live streaming viewership. If you're still betting on Twitch, I think it's definitely time to realize that growth is stagnant. Twitch has not grown since 2020. New creators are still struggling to get discovered, and top creators really dominate 90% of platform traffic. So most people aren't making any money. As of 2024, over 90% of streamers on Twitch average under 5 viewers. And TikTok's rise shows us how quickly the internet can shift. When a platform starts struggling and fails to evolve, it descends into a death spiral. One of the things I learned whenever I led marketing and growth at a social media platform is that social platforms do not blow up overnight. They follow a predictable path of growth. And understanding these 4 stages helps us see exactly where Twitch is starting to fall behind. The first phase is called early adoption. This is where I typically work, so I'm very familiar with this stage of business. So this is a startup or a seed stage company. Maybe they're bootstrapped, which just means that they're paying for everything themselves. And it's very early. You really attract like your passionate initial user base, and these people tend to be kind of counterculture early adopters. At this phase, platforms are pretty chaotic, but they can be exciting. The second stage is viral growth. This is when you have word of mouth, influencers, network effects really kick in. And so you attract creators, those creators make content, that content attracts even more creators, and the platform grows to the point where media and investors start to get interested. Twitch had a couple of viral growth stages. I would say 2018, whenever Ninja played with Drake, was massive media attention, kind of for the first time for Twitch. And then in 2020, when the Pandemic Lovato came around, then all of a sudden everybody wanted to take that time to stream on the platform. The third phase is platform maturity. This is when platforms start to focus on the user experience, monetization, user tools. Ad revenue starts to come in, and the platform is not really like cool anymore. You don't have those early adopters at this point, but it is functional. It is usually profitable. This is also when policies, moderation, and algorithms really start to tighten up, because at this point, a platform has attracted so many users, it can become a little culturally chaotic, and they don't want to attract too much negative press that is going to prevent the further growth of the platform. And then the fourth phase is plateau. Growth typically slows because the platform has reached some level of market saturation. Innovation slows. A lot of platforms become risk averse. They have so many users that they don't want to do something drastic that is going to dramatically change their experience and make them leave. User experiences tend to degrade due to ads, bad algorithms, or internal politics. This is also when competition starts to emerge. Twitch and X are arguably in this fourth phase right now. Every platform goes through these stages of growth, but the danger comes whenever it experiences, especially stage 4, and fails to adapt. This is when the symptoms of a death spiral start to show, and the decline becomes difficult to reverse. When a platform starts to decline, it doesn't happen all at once. There are symptoms of a death spiral that start to show that every creator should know. One symptom is stagnant or declining user growth. This is when a platform fails to bring in new users over an extended period of time, or even worse, when users start leaving. There's also a decline in creator enthusiasm. This is when top creators either stop posting completely or just post a lot less frequently, and a lot less new creators are joining the platform. Poor discoverability. You're seeing the same creators over and over. It feels like small to mid-tier creators can't grow, and it's like this closed ecosystem where there's not a lot of growth potential. Lack of investment or innovation is another symptom. This is when there's no new features, creator tools, or exciting changes, and ownership really deprioritizes the platform internally. And then cultural decay or community division. The community fractures due to politics, drama, or moderation issues, and the community really starts to feel more like a battleground than a safe place for people to hang out and have fun. And we've seen these symptoms before, you guys. This is not theoretical. Some platforms were able to recover from the death spiral by reinventing themselves. YouTube, Reddit, and Facebook all survived. But there are a lot of platforms that did not make it through. You guys know Vine died. Like, there was no monetization or creator support, and so a bunch of the top creators left, and the platform died. Mixer. Awful discovery, no creator tools. Even Ninja couldn't save it. Clubhouse. Growth stalled, they had no engagement loops, and the entire platform collapsed. Many of these platforms collapse because leadership fails to act. So at the heart of all of this is Amazon. Once again, it's time for us to blame Jeffrey Bezos. When Amazon bought Twitch in 2014, myself and all the other streamers on the platform were overjoyed, dude. We thought that we were gonna get all the billions of Amazon's dollars thrown into Twitch and that the platform was definitely gonna make it. As we all know, that's not what happened. There's been no successful innovation in monetization, creator tools, or discoverability. Prime subs were the only meaningful update since Amazon acquired Twitch. And then they laid off hundreds of Twitch employees. And it's not just Twitch. Amazon has a history of poor performing products. Amazon Game Studios, what is going on? Are you okay? Y'all have had years of failed projects, mismanagement, canceled games. Amazon Live is irrelevant in the US market. Amazon Luna, their cloud gaming platform, nobody uses it. Have you even heard of it? These examples reinforce a pattern. Amazon is willing to keep projects alive, but they starve them of the support that they need to thrive. They don't kill them outright, they just let them slowly rot. So here's the reality for you. For years, Twitch felt like the promised land, a place built by gamers for gamers. So streamers invested thousands of hours, built communities from scratch, would grind through the partner process, just to hold on to the hope that one day their dream would be a reality. But that big break is really hard. Discoverability is still freaking broken. If you're not currently big, it's impossible to grow unless you grow an audience on a different platform and bring them over to Twitch. Meanwhile, Twitch makes a bunch of unpopular changes that don't actually help small or mid-tier creators. The platform isn't solving any of the problems that we all know exist, and every year it becomes more obvious. Twitch isn't prioritizing the people who made it great. Look, I don't want to completely discourage you here. If you still want to grow on Twitch, you can still grow. I talk about that more in this video right here. But a lot of creators are exhausted. They're loyal, but they're stuck. And loyalty in the face of neglect is a trap. So don't worry, baby, Content Mommy is gonna help you fix this. If you haven't noticed, yes, I started working on the shelves. I'm hoping by the next video that I'm going to have the desk hardware and the shelves all done and I can show this off for you guys. And I'm still under a time crunch. I feel like I should have made a timeline or like a project plan or something. Is that a thing that people do? Remember, the best creators are not Twitch streamers. They're content creators who happen to stream on Twitch. I started telling y'all in 2018 that you gotta diversify. If you haven't done it yet, I don't know what to say. The worst thing that you can do is only stream on Twitch. I'm talking a lot more about how to grow on YouTube. You can see that in this video. You can also follow me on Instagram because I talk a lot more about how to grow as a creator over there. I want you to focus more on short form and cross-platform content. I'm running some fun experiments here. I made 3 YouTube shorts and views on my channel increased 313% in 72 hours. I also want you guys to multi-stream, especially vertical live streaming. I've been talking to some creators lately who have actually had genuine, strong discoverability from vertical live. So I'm doing a bunch of research into this and might do a vertical live stream soon. That would be crazy. I haven't streamed in like 5 years. Some of you also need to think about decreasing the amount of time that you stream on Twitch. Depending on where you're currently at in your growth journey, it might actually make more sense for you only to go live like once a week. I need to make another video about this because this is whenever we start to get into like your strategy to becoming a Twitch partner and the growth journey leading up to that point. Of course, build your brand off Twitch, have a Discord server, have a newsletter, have a place where you can contact all of your audience members and promote all of your content to them. Also, I really want you to start thinking about how you're directing traffic from all of the content that you create. Where are you telling people to go? A lot of you are telling people to go and follow you on Twitch, and that is not the right move for you right now. It is not time for you to direct traffic to Twitch unless you're at like 40 or 50 average viewers and you're really thinking it's time to start grinding branding so that you can hit partner. Even then, once you hit partner, you should be funneling people to other platforms. The reason for this is because the ROI that you'll get from telling people to subscribe to a YouTube channel or follow a TikTok or an Instagram is just a lot higher than getting +1 to a Twitch viewership. And whatever you do, please don't wait until Twitch collapses to adapt. Ultimately, the internet moves fast, and staying stagnant is not an option. If you're a creator, you control your own future. Don't let loyalty to a platform dictate your growth. The opportunity to grow and achieve all the things you want is out there, but you have to be willing to adapt. Take action, take risks, and start building where the future is headed, not where it used to be, which I talk about more in this video. I'll see you over there. Bye. Oh, yes. Got it right this time. Yeah. This has had a little magnet the whole time. Are you freaking kidding me? Awesome.